Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everybody, good afternoon. I hope we are always in the best condition within the COVID-19 pandemic. In this opportunity, I would like to explain my presentation to fill a session of an international seminar organized by BIC-ETAH 2020, and I will present a journal presentation with the title The Effectiveness and Utilization of Video Email Technology as a Distance Learning Media. This journal writing is based on case study in Gunung Sindur Vocational High School, Bogor, Indonesia. The first, I will introduce myself. My name is Ujang Ridwan Maulana. I was born in Sukabumi, March 23, 1986, and I was graduate from STEMIC Jabar, Indonesia, Technic Information Department 2011. And now I am studying in the Master of Educational Technology at Ibn Khaldun University, Indonesia. And my daily activities of being a teacher computer and networking technology at Gunung Sindur Vocational High School, Bogor, Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 4 parts that will be explained in this presentation about video email technology as a distance learning media. Number 1 is describes the background of the problem formulation, and the purpose of writing this journal. Number 2 is research method, describes the method used in journal writing. Number 3, result and discussion, describes about the effectiveness and utilization of video email technology as a distance learning media. And the last is conclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about the current pandemic era, we cannot be separated from the new paradigm that we must apply in life, including in education. The learning paradigm, which is usually implemented by direct learning or conventional learning, is forced to switch into a distant learning system. This thing obviously makes several sides in the education realm, especially educational institutions that have not been familiarized with distant learning, having new problems and obstacles. However, in this difficult situation, teacher is forced to innovate and be creative to make strategy and learning method which supports distant learning system. The educational institution also has to make effort in supporting and providing facilities in order to help its teaching staff implementing maximum teaching and learning experience. Besides that, schools have to ensure students' readiness in participating in learning activities properly with all the consequences. The school then is encouraged to provide a system or media that's using and helping whether the teacher or the students in the learning process. At Gunung Sindur Vocational High School, where this research was conducted during this pandemic, several facilities in the internet were combined to be used in the distance learning process, starting with using the WhatsApp group to convey brief information about learning. The students' attendance process is carried out directly through a video meeting using the Google Meet application. Then the teacher delivers pre-designed material and sends it to students via video email application on TalkQuestion. Finally, the teacher makes a submission link to students via Google Form, which is made according to their respective learning processes. To answer the problems from the introduction, research must be carried out to find solutions to these problems. The research was conducted using qualitative research method by conducting a literature review analysis. To strengthen the results of the analysis, Data collection is carried out using an online questionnaire which was distributed to students who were used as experimental groups. From the research conducted, learning activity that is carried out with an online system must begin by analyzing the readiness of students and parents to take part in the distance learning process. This is very important so that schools can determine the learning strategies and systems that will be used so that they run effectively and learning objectives can be achieved properly. An initial diagnostic evaluation shall be carried out to measure this readiness. This initial information gathering method must be very consistent so that there are no mistakes or failures at the end of the learning process. Apart from the readiness of students, the ability of the teacher as an educator must also be analyzed, and the readiness of each teacher must be measured properly. All components involved in the learning process must be considered before determining the learning system to be implemented. Gunung Sindur One Vocational High School is located in the Bogor Regency area, which is one of the red zone areas for the spread of COVID-19. The school obviously must follow the rules of the government to implement a distance learning process. The first condition that is felt by all schools that are included in the red zone is definitely experiencing difficulties related to the application of the distance learning system, both of the side of teacher and students. Teachers are suddenly required to be able to adjust to a new system that has never been implemented before. Limited knowledge in the use of internet technology in the learning process is one of the obstacles in its implementation. Moreover, the condition of the majority of students who are in the middle to lower economic level, of course, becomes a serious obstacle in the implementation of this learning. To overcome this, the school collects information about students' readiness for the implementation of distance learning. In terms of the devices can use, the location of the house, including the readiness of parents to supervise and facilitate their children in the online learning process. On the other hand, the school provides training for teachers in using the TalkQuestion application, especially video email, making video-based learning media, managing learning, including the preparation of an online assessment instruments. The selection of TalkQuestion as an online learning tool is based on the experience of several schools that have used this facility since the last few years. And from the school's explanation, TalkQuestion is very helpful in the distance learning process, which they do for students who are doing internship or practice fieldwork. The system is going to help the students to receive material and assignments from all subject teachers when they carry out internship activities in the business world and the industrial world. Based on the presentation from reference school and the result of information surveying in literature, it is obtained that TalkQuestion can be used as a means of distance learning. The facilities provided by TalkQuestion really help the distance learning process, such as live meeting, video email share, and video newsletter, which are all integrated into one application. Teachers who teach can explain directly or video recording, which are sent via email to students. This becomes a consideration because it can help students teachers, and school principals as policymakers facilitated by Tokution. The following is an explanation of the convenience of Tokution for students, teachers, and principals. For students, the video email feature at Tokution can send video simultaneously or on a scheduled basis. To email students were enrolled in group and classroom learning. Students just have to open the email or their mobile device, computers, or laptop, wherever they are. All learning videos sent by the teacher will continue to be in their email and can be reopened at any time when they want to review the lesson that have been sent by the teacher on the video without having to download all of the videos. The advantages of this process are: the first, students can open videos anywhere, anytime by opening their respective emails. And number two, students don't need to download all videos sent by the teachers. Number three, students don't need a device or phone with a large or high storage capacity because all video are stored online in email. Number four, students can reopen the learning video at any time if they need repetition to better understand the material. And the last, student can ask directly to the teacher who sends the instructional video either directly at the time sent by the teacher online or via email and the teacher's message or telephone list on the video caption. For teachers, Tokution is a solution for how teachers deliver material, which initially only send material in the form of reading. Then they switch to use instructional video as a medium that would be sent to students. There are many applications that teacher can be used to send videos, such as WhatsApp, YouTube, and so on. But the advantage of Tokution is in terms of learning management that does not exist in other applications. Each teacher registers for their respective account that will be used for sending video to students. Student or class grouping have been previously arranged by the administrator or manager of the learning system. The advantage of Tokution for teacher are: first, the teacher can schedule the delivery of instructional videos to certain classes according to a predetermined schedule. Second, the teacher can monitor student activeness or participant directly in the ongoing learning class. And the last, the teacher can open the class directly online or live meeting if needed to clarify the learning material or provide opportunities for students who will ask questions or carry out direct evaluation. And for the participant, the principal as the head of the education unit must ensure that all learning in school run well and according to applicable rules, both conventional learning and distance learning. Learning supervision or monitoring activities must be carried out by the principal or to ensure all processes are running well. Reports on learning activities made by the teacher every month can also be used as material for the principal's evaluation of the learning process. Monitoring distance learning becomes a more serious issue because teachers and students are in their own homes. But the principal must still be able to ensure learning continues. Even though every teacher reports learning activities, this cannot be done directly during learning. This is what underlies the selection of the Tokution for distance learning. With Tokution, the principal can, first, know the learning schedule that will be carried out by each teacher and each class or study group. Second, Now the activeness of teachers and students directly during the learning process. And the last, the principal has now the progress of the learning process has been implemented as an evaluation material. And the conclusion of this presentation is every media used for learning must be able to represent the characteristic of the lesson and be easily understood by all students. The choice of the distance learning system must help all components involved in learning, both in terms of use and from learning outcomes. Finally, the final goal is to improve students' understanding of the material and competencies. I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. I hope this presentation has given us new insight about distance learning media. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.